Hello FPL managers, and welcome back to another video from myself, Will, and fantasyfootballhub.co.uk. In this video, we're going to be taking a quick look at the best team for Game Week 2 according to our incredibly powerful point prediction algorithm. Let's get into it. Okay, so for those that didn't see the Game Week 1 teams that the algorithm produced, this video effectively looks at the best team for Game Week 2. It's not looking further than the Game Week 2, it's specifically looking at the best team for Game Week 2 and looking at the highest maximum possible score that it can achieve. If you're yet to come across our Rate My Team tool, effectively you can get your team rated completely free. You don't need to be a Fantasy Football Hub member, you don't even need to be registered on site. All you need to know is your FPL ID, and if you don't know how to find your FPL ID, there's details on there on how to actually find it. You can also log in using your FPL credentials. If you do that, then it can check any transfers you've made that game week. If you use your FPL ID, then it can't do that, but yeah, for this example, I haven't made any transfers anyway, so I'm just going to use my FPL ID. Which is 3,500, and as you can see, it gives your team a rating. Now, if you are a Fantasy Football Hub member, by the way, we have 7 days free trial going on at the moment, so if you are interested, try out this tool and all our other resources. Highly recommend that you go to fantasyfootballhub.co.uk/join and check out our free trial, completely free for 7 days. If you don't like it, you can just cancel your membership. So yeah, if you are a Fantasy Football Hub member, you can press this button and sort captains and bench. And you can also do stuff like see your transfers and look at the best transfers for your team for the upcoming game week. So if you are a Fantasy Football Hub member, I highly recommend going to check that out and let me know in the comments what your final team rating is, because I'll be really interested to see that as well. It's also really useful in terms of flicking forward for different game weeks and seeing how your team's going to look for future game weeks. So if you go back to the last video, every single one of the picks that the algorithm came back with a return, apart from Mahrez. So every single one of the players that we picked in the last video had a return. It had some really interesting picks in there, some which weren't particularly popular as well. Had a block Chelsea defense, obviously that scored very well. So yeah, really interesting to see what the algorithm comes up with the best team for Game Week 2 this time around. So if you are a Fantasy Football Hub member, you can just go to the best team for Game Week 2 here. You can also go to the best team which is optimized with transfers team, and that looks beyond Game Week 2. So it's not just focused on Game Week 2, so you can go check that out as well. But yeah, for this video, we're going to have a look at the best picks for Game Week 2. Okay, so here it is then, the optimized team for Game Week 2. Predicted to score 73.2 points. Yeah, very interesting team. Going with Martinez between the sticks. Not too surprising considering he has Newcastle at home. A Liverpool double up, not featuring Trent Alexander-Arnold, which I think is interesting. It's gone for Tsimikas and Matip there with Burnley at home. Obviously, it's thinking that Liverpool are going to get a clean sheet. Dunk as well. Interesting. It's liking Dunk with their fixture against newly promoted Watford. Very strong defence, can't argue with any of those. I think the midfield is absolutely fascinating. Now, I don't have any Manchester City players going into Game Week 2, and looking at this, I'm absolutely terrified. So it's got De Bruyne, Mahrez and Grealish in its optimised 11 midfield. De Bruyne there with the vice-captaincy on, predicted to score 7.6 points. Mahrez 6.4, Grealish 6.1. I think that's an incredibly strong midfield, and it does make me think that I kind of wish I had a Manchester City player. Personally, for my team, my situation, it's kind of difficult to get to a Manchester City player. Yeah, I'm beginning to get a little bit worried, to be honest, because I think all of those are very good picks. No real surprise that it's gone for Mo Salah with the armband. Its highest scoring predicted points player this game week is Salah, 8.4 predicted points. Interesting that there is no Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes coming in with 6.8 projected points this game week, which is obviously above Mahrez and Grealish, but below De Bruyne, below Salah. So yeah, the optimised team not favouring him for this game week, which is interesting. Again, potentially a little bit of an oversight, or potentially the algorithm really favouring those home matches for these teams. And I think that is, a consistent theme. Every single one of these players has a good home fixture, apart from Ivan Toney. Now, I've seen a lot of people actually looking to transfer out Toney just because he blanked in Game Week 1. I would highly recommend that you hold on to him. He played incredibly well against Arsenal. He got a man of match performance. He looked pretty threatening as well. And obviously, Crystal Palace away is a really good fixture. So definitely hold on to Toney if you have him. Maupay there, I think is a surprising one. It's the first time that I've really ever seen him in an optimized team. It's obviously liking his price point. It's obviously liking the fixture that he's got against Watford. Not a player that I personally would be looking to transfer into my team, but I can totally understand why the algorithm has gone for him in its optimized 11. No massive surprises though for Danny Ings. Obviously a very, very favourable fixture against Newcastle. Looks like he's on penalties, obviously scored the penalty. I didn't actually think Danny Ings played that well in the last game, but you can't argue with him as a pick. I've got him in my team, very happy with him in my team. Next couple of fixtures are very, very nice. Completely understand why the algorithm has gone with him. So yeah, an interesting team on the whole. Let me know in the comments what you think of this team. Let me know in the comments whether you have any Manchester City players. Also, let me know in the comments what your overall team rating is. As I said, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go check that out. Completely free to do so. A lot of people have also asked if we could run a optimized team for the entire season. And it is something that we did consider, but obviously you're not allowed to get duplicate teams. Our developer, Steve, has actually created an optimized team that he is going to run as his own team. So I might take that team at various points during the season and see how it's doing and do a specific video around that. But because it's not a team that I'm going to manage, I'm not going to do that on a weekly basis. But yeah, let me know in comments if you do enjoy this type of content. I'd be really interested to find out. But otherwise, good luck for Game Week 2, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.